Good evening and welcome to Camnet Television Main News. To present the news, my name is Jeffrey Siambo. The top stories in the news tonight: the Walk and Cycle Day caused commotion for motorists in Lusaka. HPCZ cancels the September 2023 professional licensure examinations due to malpractice. Former President Edgar Lungu drags the state back to court. In international news, Ruto calls Security Council dysfunctional in speech at the General Assembly. And in sports news, NAPSA Zanaco lock horns in the first Super League fixture.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Hello again, the news in detail. Some Lusaka motorists Friday morning woke up to a shock as part of the Great East, Nangwenya, Tabombeki and Mandahiu roads were closed in a bid to encourage citizens to walk when going for work in order to reduce carbon emissions. A check by Camnet News at the corner of Tabombeki and Nangwenya Road found motorists stuck in traffic that was as a result of the closure of the roads. Meanwhile, British High Commissioner to Zambia, Nicholas Woolley, who was seen cycling for work, has urged the Zambian people to adopt the culture that is climate-friendly. Here's a report.
What started as a normal day for some motorists, 22nd September 2023, was a nightmare as some roads in Lusaka were blocked in a bid to promote activities that reduce carbon emissions in the atmosphere. In observing the World Car-Free Day, part of Great East, Nangwenya and Tabombeki roads were closed in a bid to encourage citizens to walk and cycle as they go about their businesses. Car-Free Day is organized in various parts of the world in different ways, but with a common goal of reducing the number of cars on the streets to benefit the greater society with less traffic congestion, a greener environment, and reduced gas demand. While checking the observation of this day, this journalist caught up with a resident who has been cycling for some time and underscored the need to reduce carbon emissions, but called for the quick utilization of electric cars.
I think vehicles on the road every day does contribute to climate change, and it's good to encourage people to walk and cycle, because these activities or these modes of transportation don't contribute to climate change. Yeah, but also I understand that some distances are too long. Yeah, for a short distance you can walk, you can cycle, but for a long distance you need a vehicle. But maybe a better alternative to that is electric cars rather. And I've seen quite a few of them around. So.
Meanwhile, British Ambassador to Zambia, His Excellency Nicholas Woolley, was spotted on a bicycle, advises citizens to adopt a culture that is climate responsive.
I think it's really important for all of us across the world to look after our environment. And we've seen how climate change and emissions are driving forward huge problems of floods and droughts right across the world. And car emissions, unfortunately, are big contributors to that. Not so much in places like Lusaka, although we're seeing that congestion's really building up. So it's great to see how so many people have come out today to support this event. And I look forward to cycling the final distance myself to be there too.
While the world observed this day to realize the benefits of going car-free and reducing air pollution, Lusaka residents observed this day under the theme promoting a safe Lusaka for non-motorized road users. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Health Professions Council of Zambia, HPCZ, has with immediate effect cancelled the September 2023 professional licensure examinations due to widespread malpractice. HPCZ Registrar and Chief Executive Officer Professor Faston Goma says the security breach of the licensure examinations is extreme, which has left the council with no choice but to nullify all examination papers after specific cancellations. Speaking during a press conference Friday morning, Professor Goma says the cancellation is extended to practical examinations, which were to begin next Monday. More in the following report.
The Health Professions Council of Zambia, HPCZ, has nullified the September 2023 health professional licensure examinations following multiple cancellations of single papers. HPCZ nullified the examinations for Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery after the papers confirmed to have been leaked. The Bachelor of Pharmacy was also later cancelled. However, addressing the media Friday morning, HPCZ Registrar and Chief Executive Officer Faston Goma says the malpractice was widespread, leading to the cancellation of the entire examinations.
And so for the candidates, we would really want them to prepare adequately and not to spend time or money looking for a leakage. I really think that this is some culture which we need to get rid of, and we needed to get rid of this culture yesterday. You know? I've heard of leakages at all levels, but I would never have thought that it would happen at this particular level, and within, especially, the health sector.
Professor Goma since bemoaned the occurrence of malpractice, calling on health training facilities to do more in producing quality graduates.
That we have candidates who are not ready to write exams, and so they are using devious means to try and circumvent the system. And as we said, health profession is a profession that is about life and death, and we don't take chances with such professions. So we would really want to appeal to our colleagues in the training institutions to do their best in training their cadres.
The council is since investigating 9 members of staff whose names have been withheld in relation to the examinations leakage. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
The Queens of Excellence and Influence Foundation has called for the formulation of an effective strategic plan that addresses early child marriages in rural communities. Foundation chairperson Queen Mumbi of Petauke District says early child marriages in rural parts of the country are increasing on a daily basis, hence the need to put up efforts that will produce results. And Vice President Mtalena Lumango says government is aware of the many challenges rural communities are facing and is committed to addressing them. Here's a report.
In the rural villages and busy towns of Zambia, the issue of teenage pregnancies has cast a long shadow for generations, as what was being regarded as a future asset is slowly being turned into a money-making venture. In shining light on the issue, Foundation for Queens of Excellence and Influence chairperson Queen Mumbi of Petauke has called for the formulation of a strategic plan that aims at addressing the increasing cases of teenage pregnancies and teenage marriages in most rural communities. Speaking during the Queens of Zambia conference, Queen Mumbi says formulating this strategy will compel chiefdoms to have guidelines that guard against the vice.
Most of the early marriages come because of poverty. People have forgiven their children in marriage because they feel after selling off their children, they think they'll get something from them in return. But in our palaces, we have had problems because of this. In that whenever they sell out a child, I call it sell out. As Queens, we call it sell out because the mothers or the parents want to get something from the men they are giving their children to. And so because of this, the marriages don't last because the children are not mature enough to hold the man.
During the conference, other queens also highlighted the need to provide mechanisms that address human-animal conflict, among other issues.
ngati njovu yapaya mvulu tandizo kweli kutoka kugoma simapezeka ndipo simapezeka pandawe ndipo minda zambiri balimi zimaja bati ngati muntu wapaya nyama ni fast vampeza.
And UNAIDS country director advised rural communities to rely on raising awareness through promoting education.
And I think, again, to make sure that this initiative the government have taken is successful, our voice is very important, so that we monitor in each village, each district, all the children to be on school. Because, again, studies have demonstrated if you keep a girl in a secondary school until she finishes secondary school, when it comes to HIV, teenage pregnancy, you see that every year staying in school, you reduce by 50%.
Meanwhile, the government says it is committed to averting the challenges the communities are facing.
Urge the Queens to actively participate in the proceedings of today. Try and get the best out of these government officials that are here, because they have the solutions to the problems that you have.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mutalena Lumango has challenged former head of state Edgar Lungu to make his political intentions clear. Speaking before the floor of the House when she responded to a question raised by Zambezi East Member of Parliament Brian Kambita, who questioned that the former head of state has been seen taking part in politics confidently. Mr. Lumango says no one will stop Mr. Lungu from participating in active politics, but that he needs to have his intentions known. She has since advised the former president to state his position and make it clear to the Zambian people. In recent days, the political stance of former President Lungu has come under scrutiny, with political wrangles which have engulfed the former ruling party, with some senior members in the party suggesting his return.
Into politics, it's important to come out because your followers must know who you are. Yes. Today, I read in one media somebody declaring he is our party president. Surely, colleagues, do we have to make a man look, I don't know, is yo-yo allowed here? I'm just asking. We don't want a man to be seen today this way, tomorrow that way. No, let us state the facts and run together. This is our Zambia. It belongs to the former head and to me and to you and to that one. But you know that you are a member of parliament. You can't be today you are a councillor. Tomorrow you are a member of parliament. Another day, please, nobody wants to make somebody look bad. But be clear, colleagues. Let us run our country the way we ought to. So, if he has joined, we have not received, I haven't been briefed that he is now joined the political arena. And all we hear is in the media. Are we going to follow the media, or we are going to be told that they have come out of retirement?
And former President Edgar Lungu has gone back to the Lusaka High Court to begin another lawsuit against the state. In his latest petition before court, the former head of state is seeking a declaration that he is entitled to enjoy his right to movement. Dr. Lungu is also claiming damages for embarrassment that he was subjected to by the immigration officer at the airport last week, Saturday. His petition follows the decision by the state to stop him from traveling to the East Asian country of South Korea, where he was scheduled to attend the World Peace Summit. More in this report.
In the latest twist of event, former President Edgar Lungu, who recently withdrew his lawsuit against the state, has retained his earlier decision and rushed back to court. According to his latest petition filed before the Lusaka High Court, the former head of state wants, among other reliefs, his freedom of movement without any restrictions. His petition follows the decision by the state to prevent him from traveling to South Korea, where he was scheduled to attend the World Peace Summit. On Saturday, the 16th of September 2023, the former head of state was ejected from the plane at Camnet International Airport the moment he was about to travel. Government, through the Ministry of Information, had indicated that the former president needed to get permission from the government before traveling. However, according to his petition, Dr. Lungu argues that the decision by the government to subject him to get permission every time he seeks to travel is illegal and not supported by the law. He submits that the move by the state through the Director General of Immigration to prevent him from traveling has occasioned mental anguish and torture and caused him embarrassment in the eyes of the international community. He has lamented that he is not under house arrest to be prevented from traveling, adding that he has not been informed of any charge that he is facing or accused of, that he has restriction as to his movement owing to some breach of the law. He claims the state through the immigration failed to give him adequate reasons as to why he was not allowed to travel. He claims the move by the Director General of Immigration to prevent him from traveling when he has freedom of movement breaches Article 22 of the Constitution. The former head of state is now seeking, among other reliefs, special damages for the inconvenience caused upon him, cost, and any other reliefs the court might deem fit. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Mumbwa Magistrates Court has sentenced 7 Mumbwa residents to 5 years in prison with hard labor for men and simple imprisonment for women after they pleaded guilty to the offense they were facing in connection to the Mumbwa riots that occurred last week. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga says the 9 accused appeared before Magistrate Philip Mpundu Friday morning, while 2 of the accused have denied the charges.
7 of the 9 accused persons who appeared in court today, 22nd September 2023, pleaded guilty to the offenses they were facing in connection to the Mumbwa riots and have since been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment with hard labor for male persons and simple imprisonment for female persons. The following is the breakdown. Under theft, we have Chris Makapeshi, Pethias Chikwanda, Mponga Hamwemba, and female Matilda Tabulo, who all have been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. And under housebreaking and theft, we have Nelson Michelo, age 26, of Piri and Sons compound in Mumbwa district, who has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Breaking into a building and committing a felony therein, we have Bright Matepeta and female Elizabeth Kayawe, both have been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Meanwhile, Caesar Piri, who was jointly charged with the now convicts for the offense of theft, has denied the charge, and trial will commence on the 2nd of October 2023. Another accused person, Mapes Tumbeko, who was jointly charged with now convicts for breaking into a building and committing a felony therein, denied the charge, and trial will also commence on the 2nd of October 2023.
Lumezi area member of parliament Munia Zulu and his Chilubi counterpart Mulenga Fube have asked the Lusaka Magistrate Court for 21 more days in order to facilitate the appearance of fugitive former presidential political advisor Kaiza Zulu. The 2 lawmakers, who are sureties of the accused, have told Magistrate Sylvia Munyinya that they have made progress in knowing his whereabouts, but they need more time to bring him before court. This is in a matter in which Mr. Zulu is charged with 2 counts of failure to surrender his diplomatic passport and to appear before the nearest immigration officer when he was on a trip outside Zambia. The accused has been on the run since June, when he was found with a case to answer. More in this report.
Fugitive former presidential political advisor Kaiza Zulu continued to remain in hiding from the law enforcers for more than 4 months now. Mr. Zulu is facing allegations of failing to surrender a diplomatic passport, has continued to abscond court session. This morning, Friday, the 22nd of September 2023, Lumezi area member of parliament Munia Zulu and his counterpart, Chilubi area member of parliament Mulenga Fube, requested the Lusaka Magistrate Court for 21 more days in order to facilitate the appearance of the accused. The 2 lawmakers, who are sureties of the accused, have told Magistrate Sylvia Munya that they managed to locate his whereabouts, therefore need more time to bring him before court. Mr. Munia Zulu, who took stand this morning, told Magistrate Munyinya that the accused is in another jurisdiction and progress has been made to ensure that the warrant of arrest against him is effected. Before the accused went into hiding, he was found with a case to answer and placed on his defense, but went at large without even giving the court his side of the story. Since June, his sureties have been requesting for more time from the court in order to trace him. Mr. Kaiza Zulu, the former presidential political advisor to former President Edgar Lungu, allegedly ran off in May 2023. The accused is facing criminal allegations in relation to failing to surrender a diplomatic passport and failing to appear before the nearest immigration officer. The alleged offence is said to have been committed between the 20th of December 2019 and the 9th of December 2022. On the 14th of June 2023, the court ordered for his arrest after noticing that he continued absconding the court session. The matter has been adjourned to the 16th of October for return of bench warrant. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
And still in court news, the Lusaka High Court has granted Opposition Patriotic Front presidential aspirant Miles Sampa leave to commence contempt proceedings against party Vice President Given Lubinda and his Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda. This is according to an ex parte order for leave to issue commuter proceedings signed by Judge Timothy Katenekwa. Mr. Sampa, who is also Material Area Member of Parliament, applied for leave to commence contempt proceedings against the duo, arguing that Mr. Lubinda appointed Mr. Nakachinda as Secretary General of the party, knowing very well that the court directed that they desist from acting as such. In February 2023, Judge Katenekwa granted Sampa an ex parte order of interim injunction restraining Lubinda and Nixon Chilangwa from holding themselves out as acting president and Secretary General of the PF until the final determination of Sampa's suit against them. This is Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a first break. Join us for more news after the break.
In our quest to save nations and develop Africa, Savenda is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings are nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. Savenda Farms is also changing lives of its dedicated workforce drawn from the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think Savenda Farms.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, chew me.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
That's a report I was given. Ati sayendako bosi ati mzako muntu eka nitupumuleko please tulina mabanja knife speta chambe nyambo konkera, because if I don't go to their doorsteps, the relation is a sira. Better vis-a-vis, let me start dealing with this vis-a-vis. I'm a doorstep chambe, head on.
At your doorstep. Time 11 hours to 12 hours every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and repeats from 18 to 19 hours every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Charlie Mama there, you go better find out go now.
my heart.
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet Media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends, and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to having home.
We'll continue with the news. The Zambia Statistical Agency, ZAMSTATS, has launched the 2022 Living Conditions Monitoring Survey and the second strategy for development of statistics, with a revelation that the country is still facing increasing poverty levels. ZAMSTATS chairperson Charles Mpundu says the launched Living Conditions Survey for 2022 is subject to analysis, which is key to providing oversight, especially during the 2024 budget deliberation. Meanwhile, Ministry of Finance and National Planning Permanent Secretary Dennis Chisenda says statistics are key in providing evidence in the decision-making process and endeavors to utilize it during the 2024 budgeting process.
As stipulated in Section 28, 1 and 2 of the Statistics Act. The Act specifies that the agency shall, in consultation with relevant stakeholders, develop and maintain a national plan for the development of official statistics, which shall be integrated into the National Development Plan. The statistical agency shall develop a sector statistics plan in collaboration with the agency. In view of this, I urge all the remaining sectors under the NSDS2 to ensure finalization and sharing of their statistics plan before the end of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the NSDS2 through the NSDS2, government hopes that data gaps that the country has will be reversed and reduced.
The survey results would be very meaningful in shaping the government policies and bring the much needed interventions to address these challenges. The launch of this survey is indeed very timely, as the country is about to present the next budget. In line with this, the survey results will be critical going forward, as they will assist in enhancing more effective allocation of resources to key sectors.
Children International Zambia has donated various medical equipment valued at more than 500,000 kwacha to the Ministry of Health in Lusaka province. CIZ board chairperson Anthony Matoka says the donation is part of the organization's recognition of the critical role that access to healthcare plays in breaking the cycle of poverty. Lusaka Province Health Director Dr. Simuliamana Chonga, through a speech read on his behalf by Sophia Msika, says the donated equipment will enhance ability to provide essential health care to members of the community in surrounding the targeted health facilities. Officiating as guest of honor, Kanyama Member of Parliament Monty Chinkuli says the gesture by CIZ serves as an ideal example of a working collaboration between non-governmental organizations and government in provision of services to members of the public. More in the following report.
Availability of medical equipment in Zambian hospitals continue to be a challenge owing to maintenance difficulties, as well as more people competing for few equipment available, thereby compromising quality healthcare services. In supplementing government's efforts in provision of quality healthcare, Children International Zambia has donated various equipment worth more than 500,000 kwacha to the Ministry of Health in Lusaka Province. The equipment has been donated to the University Teaching Hospital UTH, Kanyama and Matero First Level Hospitals, George Clinic and Kanyama Self-Help Health Post.
The equipment is worth over 500,000 kwacha, and we are making this donation to the Ministry of Health, which we believe will go a long way in improving the quality of service care provided and indeed saving lives. The items that are to be donated include 1. Secondary medication sets, safety eyewear, blood infusion sets, adult nasal cannula.
Speaking during the handover ceremony in Lusaka, Provincial Health Director Dr. Simulyamana Jongo, through a speech read on his behalf by Sophia Msiska, said the equipment will enhance provision of quality healthcare services.
The equipment which has been donated will greatly enhance the ability to provide essential healthcare services to our people. It will also enable us to diagnose and treat illnesses more accurately and effectively, as well as provide much needed support for our healthcare workers.
Very much grateful to Children International for the charitable works which the organization is doing. Being healthy is wealthy.
Officiating at the event as guest of honor, Kanyama Member of Parliament Moti Chinkuli said the donation of various medical equipment by Children International Zambia is a testament of fruitful partnerships between government and non-state actors.
Our event today serves as an example of how collaboration between NGOs and the government are formed to meet our community's urgent health needs. Together, we are reaffirming our dedication to making sure that access to health care is a right and not a privilege.
A healthy child is a healthy family. A healthy family is a healthy country. A healthy country is a healthy world. Quality, equality, and society. Thank you.
For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Biomedical Society of Zambia President Mutale Mubanga says the society is working at increasing research among students and professionals in the field. Mr. Mubanga says research in biomedicine is of urgent importance to enable the country improve health outcomes as well as gain a market share in global medical products such as vaccines. He was speaking during a symposium on automation in biomedical sciences and benefits of research opportunities and challenges organized by biomedicine students at the University of Zambia Unza Ridgeway campus recently.
Rise beyond what we expect, and I'm happy Mr. Mtonga was talking about it. What is it that will be different that you will do? Stand by yourself, and I think the Bible says, come you out and from amongst them and stand ye separate. Do not do the bad practice in the practice that you may come across. Be who you are, do the correct thing, and you will help this nation be a better nation.
In that leadership fellowship program, it's going to be for a year, is research. Because we realize that if we do not create leaders, laboratory leaders, who can look from a very high level, who can write and publish with caution, as he was saying, if it's something you want to patent into a product, you want to patent it and then publish it. But the point really is, how can we create leaders who have this well-rounded view, laboratory leaders who have this well-rounded view of what's happening in the world.
The Ministry of Health in Luapula Province has expressed concern in the increase of maternal deaths in the province. Luapula Province Health Director Dr. Simon Kunda says the province has in the first half of 2023 lost 27 women to maternal deaths and says traditional leaders have a role to play to curb the scourge. Luapula Province Chiefs Council Chairperson Chief Chisonka says the lack of ambulances in the province has been contributing to maternal deaths. Here's a report.
The Minister of Health in Luapula Province is concerned with the high number of maternal deaths which the province has continued to record. Luapula Province Health Director Dr. Simon Kunda says stakeholders such as traditional leaders are key in helping the province to address the high maternal deaths.
Just as an example, in 2022, for the first 6 months, we recorded 16 maternal deaths. Now, if we compare this year, 2023, for the first 6 months, we lost 27 women. The Royal Army says, let me end my speech by acknowledging the cordial partnership that my office has continued to enjoy, working together with all the Royal Highnesses in promoting health services across the province. This is much recognized and appreciated.
Luapula Chiefs Council Chairperson Dr. Chief Chisonka says lack of adequate ambulances in rural areas is contributing to maternal deaths, hence they need to address the problem as soon as possible.
So very important challenge daba ku health ukuya kukusaidia bana kivyashi abo batishingwana no bwafya bwa kupapa akasibona kafike amambulances na tuyamone ero batuyishisha na kuyibaisha kumunge kwera amambulances ngabashika bakoti twayishwa na ifwebe.
And Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Mike Mumba, who was represented by Master District Commissioner Irene Chivweta, says ending child marriages will help to tackle the problem of maternal death.
One of the serious consequences of child marriages, especially on the part of girls, is that it exposes them to serious reproductive health problems. Since 2020, Luapula Province has recorded a total of 116 maternal deaths, out of which 40 cases were females under the age of 24. If only we can prevent these teenage pregnancies, we can also prevent maternal deaths involving our teenage girls.
Kenneth Jomba, reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
We'll take a break. Join us for international and sports news after the break.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
That's a report I was given. Ati sayendako bosi ati mzako muntu eka nitupumuleko please tulina banja knife speta chambe nyambo konkera, because if I don't go to their doorsteps, the relation is a better vis-a-vis. Let me start dealing with this vis-a-vis. I'm a doorstep chambe head on.
At your doorstep. Time 11 hours to 12 hours every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and repeats from 18 to 19 hours every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Charlie Boma there, do you go now?
I never have this feeling in my heart.
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet Media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends, and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to having home and as far.
Welcome back. And now in international news, calling for a reform of the Security Council, the President of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, has called the institution dysfunctional, undemocratic, non-inclusive and unrepresentative. Addressing the General Assembly Thursday during the high-level week, Ruto says if any confirmation was ever needed that the United Nations Security Council is dysfunctional, undemocratic, non-inclusive, unrepresentative, and therefore incapable of delivering meaningful progress in the world as presently constituted, the rampant impunity of certain actors on the global scene settles the matter. The Kenyan head of state also highlighted the situation in Haiti and urged the United Nations to urgently deliver an appropriate framework to facilitate the deployment of multinational security support as part of a holistic response to Haiti's challenges. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
Kenyan President William Ruto strongly criticized the UN Security Council on Thursday for what he termed as a lack of democratic principles. Ruto said due to its flaws, the Council has been unable to fulfill its core mandate of preventing conflict and maintaining global peace.
If any confirmation was ever needed that the United Nations Security Council is dysfunctional, undemocratic, non-inclusive, unrepresentative, and therefore incapable of delivering meaningful progress in our world as presently constituted, the rampant impunity of its actors on global scene settles that matter.
Ruto also called for changes to the global financial architecture, saying that developing countries had been left at the mercy of powerful lenders.
The global community must therefore develop a debt restructuring initiative that does not wait for nations to plunge over the cliff into debt distress before providing relief. Rather, the new sovereign debt architecture should extend the tenure of sovereign debt and provide a 10-year grace period for countries that are in debt distress.
African leaders have collectively demanded a permanent seat at the UN Security Council, a cause that has been tirelessly pursued since 2005.
On the eve of Mali's Independence Day, Mali's junta leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta, delivers a televised speech in which he offers his condolences to the families of the victims of the attack on the Timbuktu boat. His announcement comes as many Western and Central African countries denounce Western democracy amid a wave of coups. After 10 years of the presence of foreign forces on our soil, we understood that the logic was rather to maintain insecurity and keep us dependent. This is the fundamental reason why the Malian people have decided to take their security into their own hands.
Les opérations militaires en cours, le Mali recouvrera sa souveraineté sur l'ensemble de son territoire.
Colonel Goïta, the president of the transition, insists that the new alliance with Russia will help Mali to recover and maintain its sovereignty. On this occasion, I'd like to pay tribute to the Mali's sincere partners, in particular the Russian Federation, whose effort and support have been invaluable in preserving our sovereignty in a national, regional and international context marked by multifaceted tensions and divergent trends. In recent events, attacks in northern Mali have more than doubled since UN peacekeepers completed their first phase of their withdrawal last month after a decade of fighting Islamic extremists, resulting in more than 150 deaths. Survivors in the Libyan city of Derna have struggled to find basic necessities following deadly flooding that swept through the country earlier this month. Selim owns 3 supermarkets in the city, rushed in the inventory to be able to reopen and serve the people. We didn't open for the money or the goods. We already lost the goods. We opened for the customers. They want market to be open. There is a demand on the market goods now, so we did it for the people. We care about the people more than reopening the store or replacing the ruined goods. The flood inundated as much as a quarter of the city, officials have said. Thousands of people were killed. Government officials and aid agencies have given varied death tolls, ranging from about 4,000 to over 11,000. Survivor Shukri Mohammed said that a lot of problems remain in the town, including electricity and water issues. which has left him and his family displaced.
My family.
Where to go? My family is now displaced. They fled the city and now they're trying to find somewhere else to stay. I'm staying here with those people, but I will have to leave here because of the water issues and electricity problem. We won't be able to live here more than this. At least 40,000 people were displaced in the area, including 30,000 in Dena, according to the UN Migration Agency. Many people have been moved to other cities across Libya, hosted by local communities or sheltered in schools.
Now in our sports news tonight, the FAZ Super League enters week 5 with league leaders Zanaco Football Club taking on Napsa Stars at Lusaka's Woodlands Stadium. 15th placed Napsa Stars, who have so far played 4 games with only 2 points, will be looking to register their first win. Napsa coach Perry Mutapa is aware of the mammoth task ahead, but has expressed confidence that the team will beat the league leaders. Mutapa has declared his team ready for the assignment. He says Zanaco has improved so much with a good and experienced coach in Wedson Nyurenda. To end Camnet television news, the headlines once again. A walk and cycle day causes commotion for motorists in Lusaka. HPCZ cancels the September 2023 professional licensure examinations due to malpractice. Former President Edgar Lungu drags the state back to court. In international news, Ruto calls the Security Council dysfunctional in a speech at the General Assembly. And in sports news, Napsa Zanaco lock horns in the FAZ Super League fixture. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Thank you for watching Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.